Hi, welcome back to my channel. This video was highly requested from my last two videos talking about my piercings and my belly button rings. I did ask you guys if you wanted a what to expect when getting your belly button pierced, what you need to know about getting your belly button pierced, and you guys wanted that. So this is for anyone who is looking to get their belly button pierced, deciding whether or not it's a good idea to get their belly button pierced, or if you're under the age of 18 and you're trying to convince your parents to let you get your belly button pierced. This is for you, this is for them, this is for parents who want to educate themselves on belly ring. So yeah, enjoy. Really quick disclaimer, I do want to let you guys know that I am not a certified piercer. I've done a lot of my own piercings. I've watched so many. I actually watched Lulu's Body Piercing on YouTube and I love them, so you guys should definitely subscribe to them. They are amazing. They're located in Westminster Mall. I don't think I said that right, but in California. They are a certified piercing shop in California and I love watching their videos. I'm not sponsored by them, but I wish I was. But I'm not certified myself. I do want to be certified one day. It's just not right now. But I have done a lot of my own piercings. All my piercings heal fine that I've done myself. I did my own belly button piercing last summer and it has healed completely. So really quick, excuse me, like I said earlier, this is also for adults and parents. If your kid has been begging you to let them get their piercing, kids, if you're begging your parents to let you get your piercing, belly button wise, any piercing for that matter, all you need to remember is that this is not a permanent decision. No piercing is permanent at all. It can always be removed, especially belly rings. They are very sensitive piercings that you have to be on top when it comes to taking care of them, and when it comes to healing, the healing process, it is very hard work. Not hard work, but very intricate work, and you want to make sure that you're actually taking care of your piercings. So parents, this could be fun for you to challenge your kid, your daughter, son, whoever is trying to get their belly button pierced, or any piercing for that matter. It is a lot to take care of. So if you want to challenge them, see if they can actually take care of it, could be fun for both of you. If they don't take care of it, they take it out. So that's really what it comes down to. I had my belly button pierced twice now. The first time I got it pierced, I was 18, I think it was 18. I ended up taking it out. It got infected. I took it out. Oh wait, no, I lied. I was 19 when I got it pierced the first time. I was 19. There is no like age limit really. I mean, obviously you can't get it done when you're like 9 years old. The youngest person that I personally know who got their belly button pierced, I think is going to be 16 this summer, or 17. I think she got it done when she was 15 or 16, and she's going to be 17. And hers healed completely, so mine got rejected. I took it out last winter, spring, I think. And then I re-pierced it myself last summer, I think in like July or August, and it's completely healed now. This time of year is the best time to get it done, in the winter into spring area, because it can take 3 to 6 months to heal, and you don't want to get it pierced in the middle of summer when you're going to the beach, when you're going to wherever you're going for vacation, and you want to be swimming, you want to wear a bathing suit, bikini, and you want to go in the ocean or pool, whatever. You don't want it to be freshly done then. That was the mistake I made the first time. I got mine done, and then the next day I went to the beach and I got in the ocean, which I think is the main reason mine rejected so bad. The best time to do it is like March through April, or February through April, just to be extra safe. Beach season is like 2 months if this coronavirus goes away. So this is your best time to get it done if you really want it done. Always get it done in winter, spring, or fall, never in the summer. Don't ever get it done in the summer. I have a list here of information you should know about getting your belly button pierced. Something just like flew in front of my face. I have an order from getting it pierced to the aftercare to everything else. Alright, so first and foremost, this piercing is not for everyone. If you have an outie, it's usually not recommended that you get it done. If you have high allergies to any metals, you should not get it done. If you do get it done even when you have allergies, because I do, you should get it done with a titanium bar, I think. I think that's what it is. You have to look it up. You Google what jewelry to get your belly button pierced with when you're allergic, because there is a special or a certain kind you should get it pierced with, and I think it's titanium, but I could be wrong. Just look that up. As I literally just said, I have all the information for you right here, but I just remembered that and I don't have that written down. It is done with a 14 or 12 gauge needle. Everyone is different. I got mine done with a 14 gauge needle. When I did it myself, I did it with a 14 gauge needle as well. A 14 gauge needle I can actually show you, and a 12 gauge needle I can show you both. It is never ever done with a gun, so you cannot get them done at Claire's, Piercing Pagoda, nothing like that. You have to go to a reputable studio, piercing studio, tattoo studio, whatever, but you cannot get it done at Claire's or Piercing Pagoda or any of these random piercing shop, or like, you can get your jewelry from those places, but not the piercing itself. Alright, so I'm not seeing any 14 gauge needles, so I'll show you the 12 gauge needle, and the 14 gauge needle is just slightly smaller than this. So that is the thickness. Let me see if I can compare it to anything. So this is the thickness compared to a Sharpie. You can kind of get the basic idea of it. I don't know what, it's like the size of a coffee stirrer, I would say. That's a 12 gauge needle. It is very, very thick. It's usually done with either this or 14 gauge needle, so I have to discard this now. I do own sterile needles for doing my own piercings. I can't find any 14 gauges in there, so sorry, I could only show you guys the 12 gauge. Slip that back in there, bend it. I'm really weak. Bend it. It's gonna get discarded later. But for now, it's sitting next to me. Now, the pain level varies. It's different for everyone. When I got it done professionally, it hurt like crazy. When I did it myself, it didn't hurt at all. Now, when it does hurt, it's for 2 seconds, not even, like just half a second, and it's done, depending on how quick your piercer is. My piercer was fairly quick, so I only felt it for 2 seconds, and then I didn't feel anything. So it's different for everybody. It depends on your pain tolerance. It just depends on your experience, I guess, on your piercer too. I don't have an exact answer for you because it's going to be different for you than it was for me. You can also ask around from other people that you know who have theirs done. You can kind of get a general idea from everyone. Do not get it done with a dangly belly ring. So do not, hold on. What you do want to get your belly ring done with is a small, simple, lightweight, pretty decently long bar for swelling. It doesn't have to be this exact one, obviously, but just for example, nothing crazy. Do not get it done with one of these. Don't get it done with any dangly ones. Don't ever do that for 2 reasons. A, it can be ripped out, and B, the weight of the dangly one is going to weigh it down and it's going to cause a lot of irritation and could prolong your healing experience. You do not want to change it also until it's like complicated to give you an exact time when you can change it, because the healing time varies for everyone as well. Healing process and when to change the jewelry I would take up with your piercer, whoever pierced you, because it can also depend on your skin, how thick it is, everything. Between you and your piercer, what your piercer tells you, I'm just giving you the general idea that you don't want to change it until it's mostly, if not fully, healed. The cost of belly button piercings can go anywhere between $25 to $70. When it comes to belly button piercings though, you want to ball out on it. Like, make sure you're paying for what you're getting. Do not go cheap. Don't go to a $25 one, because sometimes that might not include the jewelry. That might just be the piercing itself, so you might have to pay an arm and a leg for the jewelry too. And sometimes the jewelry is included in the price. When I got mine done, I think it was $70, maybe $80, I don't remember. I lied. Oh my gosh, I completely just lied. It was like $50 or $60 when I got it done, and the jewelry was included. It was super small. It wasn't anything crazy. There was no like little sequins or diamonds or whatever in it. It was just 2 silver balls. Like, it was nothing crazy. I was included in the price. So stuff like that, you will get it all inclusive. But other places, if they're just charging you like $20 or $35 for the piercing, that does not include the jewelry 9 times out of 10. And then you're gonna have to pay a lot extra for the jewelry. So kind of be careful. Do your research. Call the piercing shops before you decide on which one you want to go to. You also want to make sure they're IPA certified, which means they are certified or a reputable piercing shop. 9 times out of 10 you can go to a piercing or a tattoo shop as well. I usually go to tattoo shops, but like I said, you pay for what you get. You're not you want to be smart, make a smart decision when it comes to your piercings, especially belly button piercings. Now, this next one kind of goes back on what I said about the dangly belly rings. It can get ripped out. Unfortunately, it is very easy if you forget it's there, if you're wearing the wrong clothing, if you're wearing anything like with lace in it, anything with like ties or like strings, anything that can get caught on it and you're not paying attention or you're just not being careful, you can rip that out. Same with ear piercings, you can rip them out with your hair. You can rip out your belly ring with any loose, lacy or tight, any kind of crazy clothing like that if you're not careful. Always be super careful. That same thing goes for avoid wearing tight clothing. You want to wear like a loose t-shirt, like a hoodie, just for a little while it's still fresh. Avoid tight clothing around your stomach because it can get very irritated. I know that personally. You just want to wear comfortable, loose shirts, loose t-shirts, loose hoodies, anything like that. Unless you're super comfortable or more comfortable wearing a tank top or a body fitting shirt, then go all for it. But my personal experience, mine got very irritated when I wore tight clothing. So it's up to you. Do what you want to do. Another thing for belly rings, they reject the most out of any other piercings, in my opinion. And in a lot of other people's opinions too, they will reject a lot more than any of your other piercings. How to know that your belly ring is rejecting? There's going to be a lot of discharge. As disgusting as that sounds, it's true. Your belly ring will give off a lot of discharge. It'll be super red and irritated. Don't get confused though, because sometimes that's just part of the healing process. But usually when it's rejecting, you can just tell. Like I knew as soon as mine started rejecting, I was like, no, that's not even healing. It's just rejecting. So you just want to be kind of on top of that. Make sure you're cleaning it properly. Clean it at least 2 to 3 times a day. Your piercer could tell you otherwise. Just like I said, it depends on your sensitivity, who you're getting pierced by. All piercers have their own regimens, so you want to make sure you're listening to your piercer when you get it done. I personally recommend in the morning and before you go to bed. Usually when you take a shower, it's kind of, the water just rinses it off. Do not use any like perfume soaps. I wouldn't recommend using any soap on it at all in the shower, but definitely don't use any, you know, like Victoria's Secret or Bath and Body Works body wash on it. Don't do that. Just don't. The perfume in it can irritate it a lot. As far as like Dove or Olay or any of those other sensitive body washes, if they have, like I said, fragrance in them, that can irritate it very well. You want to get a fragrance-free wash, unscented soap, anything like that, sensitive soap. But again, listen to your piercer, listen to what they're recommending, listen to what they tell you to do, because everyone's going to be different. They worked on your belly button, they'll know it best. Did I already tell you guys the healing process? Healing process can take anywhere between 3 to 6 months. Mine took forever. The first time, rejected, took it out, and then when I pierced it myself, it healed within like 2 or 3 months. Everyone's gonna be different. That's why I said it's best to get it pierced in fall, winter, spring the latest, so that you can show it off in the summer without any worries. And usually by summertime you'll know if it rejected already or not, so just don't ever get it done in the summertime. Just don't do it. This also goes back to what I said earlier. Do not go in the ocean. Don't go in any public pools, anything like that. Anything where there's bacteria just soaking around in it. Don't do it. Do not do it. The ocean especially, because you know what? You know all the fecal bacteria that's in the ocean? And as much as the salt water helps with piercings, there's a lot of germs too. Especially around the beaches where I live. Like, I live northeast. I live near Wildwood and Cape May and all of that. Pretty sure that's the reason that it rejected in the first place, because I was stupid and went in the ocean the day after I got it pierced. So just don't do that. If it does reject and you have to take it out, unfortunately scarring does happen. 9 times out of 10 there will be a scar. Don't be ashamed of it. Don't be embarrassed by it. Don't be like insecure because of it. It's just, hey, you had a belly ring that didn't work out for you. It's fine. It doesn't matter. I was just insecure about mine, which I shouldn't have been. Migration. It always migrates. It's always gonna migrate. Oh my gosh. So when I got mine done the first time, my cousin had hers done too. And she was one I went to the beach with that next day. And I was looking at her belly button and I was like, you don't really have that much pierced. Like, it's very little skin that's pierced. And she didn't notice until I said something. And she was like, oh, that's weird. And then now, like almost 2 years later, I realized that mine is doing the same thing. Since I pierced it, it's migrated a lot. Like, there's a decent amount. I guess it's the average amount that's pierced. But I'll show you guys. Oh my gosh, I have a red line on my stomach. So, as you can see, there's like a lot of bar that shows when I push it down or up. And that's because it's migrated a lot. Like, there's not that much skin that it's pierced through. It's enough. Like, I think this is the average amount, I guess. But it definitely did migrate. It was pierced through a lot more when I pierced it. So it migrated a lot. That's all I'm going to tell you guys. And that's going to happen, most likely. Cleaning it. Like I said, you should clean it between 2 to 3 times a day, depending on what your piercer tells you. I usually use a Q-tip. I use my at-home DIY sea salt solution that I made. You just wet the Q-tip. You push your belly ring up, wipe around it, and then push it down right around the bottom of it. A lot of people will tell you to dry it off afterwards. Do not use a towel. Do not use cotton balls because the cotton will get stuck on it. Always use Q-tips, in my opinion. Sometimes piercers will recommend that you do sea salt soaks, which means you'll put the sea salt solution in a shot glass, soak it on your belly button for 10 to 15 minutes, I guess, and then, you know, whatever, do that once a day or once every other day, whatever you have to do. But again, always listen to a piercer. I personally healed mine with the Q-tip solution, and I've been fine. I think that is everything that could be covered. Oh, if you're pregnant, if you have it before you got pregnant, if you got pregnant and you have a belly button piercing that you don't want to take out, that's fully healed, whatever, you don't have to take it out. It's usually recommended that you do, but you don't have to. It's not completely necessary unless your doctor tells you to. But they also do make pregnancy belly button piercings, which means they have like a long, not acrylic, a long, it's like a rubber bar, I guess. I don't know what exactly it is. Oh, long flexi bar. A flexi bar is one that's just flexible, obviously, like this. Like, that's a flexi bar. And they make them for pregnant people, for pregnant belly buttons. So that was one more thing I wanted to cover. And I think that's all I had to cover on this. So I hope this video helped you decide whether or not you want to get your belly button pierced. I highly recommend it. I think belly button rings are so cute. I love my belly button piercing. I do not regret having my belly button pierced at all. Again, I completely recommend it. I'm all for it. If you're a parent and you were trying to decide whether or not to let your kid have their belly button pierced, I say just let them. It can be a challenge to see if they take care of it. And also, it's not permanent. It is not a permanent decision at all. They can always remove it. Same for all other piercings. They can always be removed. The only life commitment that they can make is a tattoo and a child. Piercings really aren't that big of a deal. So thank you so much for watching this video. If there's any other what you should know before getting it pierced videos that you want to see, you can check out not my last video, the video before that, talking about all the piercings that I have. Just comment down below which ones you want me to talk about and want me to tell you what to expect for. And I'll definitely do that for you guys. I think that'll be a good idea. But thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you in my next video.